I want to be modern. Why do I want to go back in the past? I don't know.
If you're trying to do voiceover work or even start a podcast in 2021, I'm sure you've been looking for a very good microphone to get the job done. But if you're like me, I'm sure you've seen everyone pushing condenser microphones down your throat. And to be honest, I thought that was the best way to go. Up until now, when I discovered microphones like this that are made for podcasting and voiceover work. So right here, we're looking at the FIFINE K658 podcast microphone for recording, streaming, and gaming, and this is actually a dynamic microphone instead of a condenser microphone. The TLDR of this whole situation is that condenser microphones are best used in a studio environment that's soundproof and actually made to be recorded in. Now, if you happen to be a streamer or a podcaster in just a regular room without any soundproofing, a dynamic microphone's gonna do a better job cutting out background noise and just giving you that nice, clear, crisp radio personality voice that you're looking for. Now that's all fine and dandy, but this microphone actually takes it a step further because it actually has RGB lighting, which is going to look great when you're setting up a streaming setup. Now taking a look at this, the microphone, it looks a lot like a microphone that you've probably seen on your favorite podcast show because that's basically what this is. Although the good news is the cost of this is a lot lower than those professional ones, so hopefully it sounds just as good. I mean, just looking at this box, I'm actually getting really excited because it has everything that I want right here in the picture. We are looking at a plug and play USB interface for PC, laptops, Macs, and even PlayStation 4s, and I guess PlayStation 5s as well. There's a tap to mute sensor with an LED indicator so that way you can cut out anything you don't want people to hear. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack for real-time monitoring. It delivers warm and smooth sound without extra noise. We have a gain knob to easily adjust the mic gain by turning the dial on the mic. And we even have RGB lighting to create a unique atmosphere for streaming. So as you can see, this microphone's checking all the boxes if you're a streamer. Yeah, there we go. Inside the box we have a user guide. Oh, shoo! This microphone is bigger and beefier than I was expecting, and it looks very professional. I like it. We have a USB-A to USB Type-C cable, which is very nice to see. We got USB-C on a microphone. Thumbs up. We have a small tripod stand to stand up on your desk. We have a 3/8 inch to 5/8 inch adapter. We got this thing for something. We have the shock mount, as well as the actual microphone itself, which feels very solid. I'm actually really impressed. Even this dial right here is very smooth and satisfying to turn. I'm liking this. Feels very nice. So taking a look at this microphone, it's looking exactly like a podcast microphone should look. You're gonna talk into it from the top right here, so it's gonna be facing you, and it's gonna pick up your nice, crisp, clear, warm voice and cut out all the background noise if you don't have a studio environment to record in. Now this is solid metal right here, very good. The windscreen is actually built onto the microphone, very nice. I mean, the design overall just looks very sleek. Over here on the front, we have the touch sensitive mute button. Just simply tap it and it'll light up an LED. And then we have the gain knob here all the way down. You can go all the way up, and wow, it's just very smooth, and I like the way that feels, so satisfying. Down here on the bottom, we actually have a touch sensitive button for the LED lighting, very cool. And then right here on the bottom, we actually have the DC 5V USB Type-C port along with the 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, honestly, I'm really impressed with how this looks, but you know, you can't judge a book by its cover because it could sound terrible. I don't know yet. And now taking a look at the shock mount, I mean, it's not really the best quality shock mount I've ever seen. It's made out of plastic entirely, has some elastic bands here, but I mean, it should get the job done, and it looks pretty cool once you have it all set up, at least I think. So let's actually get this set up. So this side up, place the mic through this side, okay. So we just put it through here. Now we're gonna use this little thing that I wasn't sure what it was for to lock it into place. We're still going. All right, nice and tight. Make sure we actually have it angled upwards. Okay, very solid. Looking very nice so far. Downward, we're gonna get our little tripod here, twist it on. Now the one thing I would change it, well, that's really loud. The one thing I would change about this whole setup is personally I would prefer a mic arm that I could attach over here, have it coming down from the top. Although I guess you could do that separately, but it would be nice if it was included because, I mean, to be honest, if it's a podcast I'm doing, I don't want to have it on my table. You know what? I guess I had it backwards, so I was completely off when I told you guys to have it facing that way. So I have it facing this way, so it's the top facing up. There, now it's a lot more sturdy. The back part right here is, I mean, it's still, it's not the most sturdy thing ever. As long as you don't hit it, I guess it should be fine. So then we can actually feed the USB-C cable into the back, as well as a pair of headphones. So, you know, I'm gonna actually get this set up like I'm gonna do a podcast. Get that plugged in. All right, about to get professional up in here. All right, so we got some power and the LED lights are lighting up. They're coming right out of the bottom of the microphone and reflecting onto the shock mount, so that's actually really cool. As you can see, we have it green for recording. You can tap it, it turns red to mute it, very nice. Then down here on the bottom, you can tap this to toggle the RGB lighting if you don't like it. Very nice, very easy to use. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is get this set up to the audio equipment around here so we can actually let you hear exactly what it sounds like and we can put it to the test. Tell me if it sounds better than the studio setup I have right now, although I guess I would have to be talking into it like this. We're gonna find out, let's get it. All right guys, now we are back and I'm talking directly into this microphone. This is the raw unedited audio that you're hearing. No special effects needed right here. Hopefully it sounds amazing just by itself. I'm coming a little bit further back, seeing if you can still hear me. Remember, we're at half volume right now. I can hear myself in the monitors right now, and it sounds really good. So let me see. I'm going to turn this up all the way maxed, and now, okay, I'm definitely a lot louder in my headset. Now, I wonder if I sound good. I wonder if it's clipping. Now, to be honest, you guys got to get ready if you're wearing headphones, because I'm going to start screaming into this microphone to see if it clips or anything when you're being loud, because sometimes when you're doing a podcast, you get really excited and you're really close to the microphone. But what if I'm back here? Max volume, you should be able to hear me because it's amplifying everything, but I'm not 100% sure because it does cut down right here. Now, because this is a podcast microphone and used for voiceovers, you're going to want to be pretty close to it like this to get the best sound quality possible. Of course, that's how it's going to work. So now, Bigfoot! Oh my God, I saw Bigfoot! I can't believe it. So Bigfoot was right there. I was camping. He came around the corner and I was like, yo, what is that? That's got to be him. It's got to be Bigfoot! And it wasn't Bigfoot. So let me go turn this back down. So I don't think Bigfoot's real because it wasn't Bigfoot. It turned out to just be a horse. And it was really dark. I couldn't tell. It was really hard to see. But oh my gosh. So podcast-wise, this is actually sounding very good. When you're really close, it's giving you that nice, clear, crisp audio. At least from what I'm hearing right now through the monitors. And then before, I've tried microphones, heard it through the monitors. It sounded good. But then when I heard the actual recording, it didn't sound as good. So I'm not sure. You guys have to let me know. Let me know if you guys think it sounds good and let me know if you're going to pick one up. But I'm going to go all the way down right now to 0, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me at all. So let's actually try that out. So I might be talking to nobody, so get ready. So right now the microphone is at 0. I don't hear anything in my monitors whatsoever. So I'm not sure you can hear me at all. Let me go up a little bit. Just a tad, just a little bit. Right now we're up a little bit. Maybe we can do some ASMR right now. Although this isn't really an ASMR microphone, but I mean, I've seen people do it. So with that being said, right now, based on the monitors, I feel like 50% is a very good volume if you're just talking normally. But I mean, as long as having it maxed out sounds good, it sounds good in my headset. So I'm assuming this will be a good volume to have. That way you can go a little bit away when you get excited. Remember, you're supposed to be about a fist length away from the microphone for this to pick you up. And as you can see, when I block it, it kind of cuts out my audio because it's coming right through the top. So if I come around to the side of it, you probably can barely hear me because remember, if there's stuff behind the microphone, it's going to be cutting it out because the dynamic microphone's just picking up right in front of it, as you can see. So let's, for example, if you're in the back typing, playing a game, it's not going to be picking it up as much as it would with a regular condenser microphone that's picking it up from a bunch of different angles, especially an omnidirectional microphone, which is picking it up completely around 360 degrees. So right now I'm gaming. Yeah, I'm talking about Bigfoot while I'm gaming? What? That doesn't even make sense, but I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare because the new one, I want to be modern. Why do I want to go back in the past? I don't know. But the microphone sounded good. Let's see. We could turn off the RGB lighting with just a tap. There we go. Very nice. But I like to have the RGB lighting on. It makes it a little bit more festive. Now, if you're doing something more professional, you probably want to have that off so there's no distractions. But when you, for some reason, if you're a streamer, you want to have RGB lighting everywhere. Now, I'm not totally against it. It's a nice show. So right now, I'm going to tap the mute button and see if that mutes it. So I'm talking. Bigfoot is real. And now I unmuted it, and now you can hear me again. Very cool. So hopefully it sounds good because I've been talking at max volume this whole time. Let me go back down. We're at about 75% right now. This might actually be the sweet spot because it doesn't sound like it's going to be peaking too much. And I mean, this microphone's sounding good to me. Let me know what you guys think of this microphone. Let me know if you're going to pick one of these up. Let me know if you prefer dynamic microphones. This one right here, which is made for podcasting and voiceovers if you don't have a treated environment, or condenser microphones, which are good if you have a treated environment. I mean, I've been using condenser microphones for years, and I thought they were great, but I always wondered, I was like, how do they get those podcast microphones to sound like that? Because mine never sound like that. Turns out this is probably the way to go. So let's see. We're talking about Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football, and guess what? Halloween's coming to a theater near you. Now, I am noticing
if you breathe into it, like when I'm talking, it's not really cutting it out all the way. Like I can hear it. Like I can hear the wind hitting it. So the windscreen, maybe I'm actually a little bit too close right here. So fist length away right here, it should be cutting it out because it's not picking up all the popping sounds. Well, right there it did. But I don't know. This microphone sounded good to me, and it's very good if you're going to be starting a podcast. So far, let me know what you guys think. Does this sound podcast worthy? Will Joe Rogan use this one day? Probably not. He has the really good ones. But this one, I mean, the quality-wise right now, it's sounding just as good to me, and for definitely a fraction of the price of that one. So let me know what you guys think. If you want to pick one up, the link's down below. Let me know if you guys know any better ones. And I guess I'm out. Subscribe because the podcast never ends.